How often in North Carolina do you get to wake up to snow and walk through your garden with a cup of coffee? Not very often. Snowflake in the eye. You ladies liking the snow? You need to fill your feeders up. Pour boiling water in your feeder to melt it. Isn't she lovely? See how the cilantro does after actually getting snowed on. Snow peas are still green inside there. I don't want to open this up right now because I don't want to let all the warmth out whilst it is snowing. Fall garden. Sad, 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 sad. I think after this I'm gonna pull all of these out, make room for other things. Yes, I'm in my bathrobe and a Carhartt because my boys are still sleeping this morning. I wanted to get some footage of the snow before they woke up. And I didn't want to get dressed and wake them up. So, it is snowing. It is January 29th today, early morning. Beautiful snow with my coffee. What I want to talk to you guys really quick is my theory as to why my fall garden has been horrible. I think there's a few things that have gone into it. Timing and the soil. So the majority of what's in these raised beds behind me is broken down wood chips that my friend Marie hooked me up with. It was like a really old compost pile. So I feel like it should be fine, but I didn't wait to get a soil test on those. I soil tested the rest of the raised beds, and now I'm just remembering that I never did a video on that because I didn't know how to read the soil test. And life has been crazy lately, so I haven't even thought about it until now. I think I planted too late and I didn't water consistently. A lot of that is because I went out of town a lot to visit family, and I didn't water my garden for like a week at a time, a couple of times over the fall. And I think that it suffered because of that. I wasn't on a regular fertilizing schedule, and I just covered it with this insect netting, and I hardly ever sprayed. So I think those things all together stunted my fall garden. And there is a certain time in the fall where obviously everybody knows this, the days start to get shorter. And once that happens, if your plants haven't already grown up, I think it's a mix of what I did and that this time of year there's just not as much sun. So if the plants weren't already like raring to go before the days started getting shorter, then they're not going to. I heard this from the Pioneering Today podcast. I'm not like affiliated with them at all, but it's Melissa K. Norris. She is like a 5th generation homesteader. She's super cool. I've learned a lot from her podcast. But she was saying something about how once the days start to get shorter in the fall and the winter, plants they don't grow as fast because they don't have as much sunlight. They don't have as much energy from the sun to grow. And I think that's one of the huge reasons that my fall garden plants didn't make. I got some radishes out of there. I got tiny little bits of broccoli. I am growing some broccoli starts and kale starts, but as for that, that's the only brassicas that I'm trying to grow in the early spring. Next year, I'm gonna start my broccoli plants earlier in the summer under the grow lights, and then hopefully, oh, kitty, don't knock the camera over. And then hopefully that will give us some broccoli. But anyway, we will check on these when it warms up a little bit. As you can see through the insect netting a little bit. Kitty, stop bumping the camera. Stop it. The dinosaur kale is like turning brown. It's like still really green, so I'm just gonna throw the plants at the chickens. It'll be chicken food, and the chickens will love it. They'll get to peck around at it. Speaking of which, I need to collect the eggs. Oh, my ladies have been escaping, and I think I figured out how to fix that problem. Also, my rooster, that guy tried to fight me yesterday. Not a fan. Okay, so this chicken wire up here. They were jumping from something onto this rail and then getting out. And this black chicken especially, and then this gray one, they would be the ones that would get out all the time. But the black one would get out all the way out of the fence. And I'm like, I put this thing here so she could climb up here and get back up and out. But she wasn't doing it all day yesterday. Super frustrating. And she's really hard to catch, so I just waited. I opened the gate for her and waited for her to trot back inside. There's Robin. Hey, pretty girl. She's beautiful. Look at those highlights. All right, let's get the eggs. Let's see, can I collect the eggs? Holding my coffee and my camera. And not get stuck in the enclosure. Hello, rooster. Are you gonna try to fight me today? Better not. And then Felix looks like he's super cold. Hello, lady. Hello. Can I get the eggies from under you? The one egg? I spelled coffee. Thank you, dear. Is this frozen? Ah, it's not. Well, that's good. All right. See you later. I have to check on my plant starts and then we can go inside. Got a little bit of reading done and writing in my journal before the boys woke up. It's been the first time in a long time that I've woke up before them and had time to do all that. It's really nice. We've got some 4 rows of the broccoli. Looks like it's doing pretty good, pretty good. Blue curled Scotch kale, 5 rows. Looks exactly like the broccoli. They are related, they're both brassicas. Butter crunch lettuce. See the difference in the leaves? Butter crunch lettuce, and then these last 3 rows are thyme, which looks like we have no sprouts yet on that. Then over here we have spinach and cilantro, which does really great in the cold. And then dark opal basil, none of that has sprouted. And then these little green sprigs are another variety of thyme. Okay, cool. And I got a different timer. This one works better, actually works. Why the other one wasn't working, so I just got them. I got the cheap ones, they're like under $10. So, anyway. It is magical outside, and I'm so glad that I got some footage of it. I'm from Ohio, and they're like literally in the midst of a blizzard that's lasted like a week. Yeah, my mother-in-law was telling me that they literally had like 3 feet of snow on the sides of the road from the plow, which, I mean, on the side of the road, that's not that much because the plows like push it all together, so. But I think they had like at least a 2-foot accumulation everywhere else. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I've got like less than an inch here and I'm like snowing. So exciting. Anyways, thanks guys for walking through the garden with me today. If you need a friend to learn how to garden with, I'm your girl. Happy gardening.